хлопці коні, та лягайте спочивать, а я піду за Вишневе, за Кремниченко копать, Маруся, а я піду за Вишневе, за Кремниченко копать, Маруся, гей. Копа, 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 Кремниченко, у Вишнево, у саду, чи не вийде дівчинонька, рано вранці по воду, Маруся, чи не вийде дівчинонька, рано вранці по воду, Маруся. Пішла дівчинонька за Вишневе, Подубрат, а за нею козаченько веде коня на повод, Маруся, а за нею козаченько веде коня на повод, Маруся, гей. Просу, 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 вітеречка, вона йому не дала, дару, з руки перстень, вона його не з'їла, Маруся, дару, з руки перстень, вона його не з'їла, Маруся, гей! Знаю, дівчинонько, чим я тебе розгнівив, що я вчора, із вечора, із другою говорю, Маруся, що я вчора, із вечора, із другою говорю, Маруся, гей! Вона ростом невеличка, ще літами молода, руса коса до пояса, козистричка голуба, Маруся, руса коса до пояса, козистричка голуба, Маруся, гей! Хлопці коні, та лягайте спочивать, а я піду за Вишневе, за Кремниченко копать, Маруся, а я піду за Вишневе, за Кремниченко копать, Маруся, ла-ла-ла-ла, ла-ла-ла-ла, ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла, ла-ла-ла-ла, ла-ла-ла-ла.
From Winnipeg, Manitoba, that was High Profile from their most recent CD, the second or third one, I believe they produced, and that is a tribute to Ukrainian heritage. In that song, traditional Ukrainian folk song, of course, Rozpirahajte chlopci koni, Unharness the Horses, Boys. Добрий день, шановні радіослухачі, та вітаю вас всіх на радіопередачу «Наш голос» радіо українського коріння, яка подається вам сьогодні, так як і кожній середи з 11 до 13 години на радіостанції CHLY 101.7 FM у місті Нанаймо. При мікрофоні цю годину є Павліна, а наступну годину буде з вами Оксана. Дякую, що рішили перебути з нами наступних 2 годин. Ми маємо дуже цікаві новини на сьогоднішній програмі. Hello there and welcome to Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio, coming to you on CHLY 101.7 FM in Nanaimo. I'm Paulette Demchik-McQuarrie, Pukrinske Pavlina, and I'll be your host for this first hour. Oksana will be here at 12 noon to host the show in Ukrainian. I'm delighted to have you with us. We've got a great program lined up for you in this hour. We have an interview with Liane Pochalak, who is a dance instructor with the Vesna Ukrainian Dancers, and she'll be telling us about their upcoming year-end concert this weekend, as well as some exciting news about the dance competition that they recently scored several great medals in. So stay tuned for that. We've also got an interview with a singer from Winnipeg, and she and her family have just put out, just before Easter, a lovely Easter album. So even though it's past Easter Sunday, Easter is going on for 5 weeks, actually, until Pentecost. So we're still in the middle of Easter season, technically. So very happy to talk to her about her brand new album and a little bit about her music and her activism in the Ukrainian Canadian community. So stay tuned for that. We've also got other items of interest, our usual proverb of the week, and great Ukrainian music. And coming up next, another traditional Ukrainian folk song. And this one is done by a contemporary Ukrainian group called Teen Soncia. And if not the song itself, certainly the theme is traditional and goes back a few centuries. Yichale Kozaki, Cossacks went riding.
Чого ж ти не цвітеш? Чого ж ти, козаче, до мене не йдеш? Раз, два, тітарі-та, раз, та, два. Чого ж ти, козаче, до мене не йдеш? Раз, два, тітарі-та, раз, та, два. зайшов на крилечко, так дощик пішов. Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Зайшов на крилечко, так дощик пішов. Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Зайшов на крилечко, так дощик пішов. Обдуриш, козаче, ти батька свого. Я вчора гуляла, дощу не було. Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Я вчора гуляла, дощу не було. Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Я вчора гуляла, дощу не було. Обдуриш, козаче, і матір свою. Я вчора проводив подружку мою. Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Ти вчора проводив подружку мою. Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Ти вчора проводив подружку мою. Калина, малина, чого ж ти не цвітеш? Чого ж ти, козаче, до мене не йдеш? Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Чого ж ти, козаче, до мене не йдеш? Раз, два, кидаріда, раз, та два. Чого ж ти, козаче, до мене не йдеш?
And a Ukrainian ensemble by the name of Rozhanetsia with Kalena Malena, which translates as cranberry, raspberry. And although it starts out asking why they're not blooming, it's actually a symbolic love song about unrequited love. The Vesna Ukrainian dancers of Nanaimo have been a fixture in the local community for the past 34 years. They've been performing at community events and institutions and recently entered the world of competitive Ukrainian dance. Vesna's dance season runs from September to June and welcomes children and adults of all ethnic backgrounds to join the fun, get some great exercise, because believe me, Ukrainian dance is quite the workout, and be part of what has really become an institution in itself here in Nanaimo. The Vesna Ukrainian dancers are fortunate to have some incredibly talented and experienced choreographers and former dancers themselves to instruct the group throughout its 34 years. Vesna recently participated in this year's provincial dance competitions in early May, and will be winding up this dance season on this weekend with their year-end concert. Joining us now to give us the details is Vesna dance instructor Leanne Puchalik. Thanks so much for joining us, Leanne.
Thank you for having me on your show again. Great to be here.
It's always great to have you, and it's nice of you to give us the time, because I know you're busy right now. There's lots going on with Vesna.
Yeah, well, especially trying to get the show ready for this weekend with all the kids and just, coordinating everything. But yeah, like you were saying, it is on Sunday, May 26th this year, our year-end concert. It's at the Harbor City Theater this year, not at, we usually have it at the VIU Malacina Theater, but decided to go downtown and do the Harbor City Theater for our show.
Yeah, well, it's more intimate than the VIU Theater, which, it's great, but this is a little more intimate setting, so you'll be a little bit closer to the dancers and a bit of a smaller venue. And like you say, right downtown, so it's easy to get to. So tell us a little bit about what we can expect. We've got little dancers, we've got big dancers.
Well, we have everyone from age 4 and up. 18. We have 4 adults that are dancing this year with the group, which is great.
Yeah.
We have everything from duets to group dances this year as well. So got a little of everything, and guest performers as well, just to break up some dancing. So it's going to be quite a well-rounded show. Everything from character dances to the regional dances of Ukraine. So.
And who are the special guests?
Special guest is a sister duo, Miranda and Jessica Atkinson. They are a ukulele duo, and they play everything from Disney songs to classic rock. So
okay.
I'm not quite sure what they're performing for us, but they're going to be there, and it's going to be a great addition to the concert.
Ukuleles at a uke concert. That's great.
Yeah, something a little different, and they're local, so it's great to support the local artists as well.
Yeah, for sure. So, what are the ticket costs, Leanne?
Ticket costs are age 6 and up is $10 per ticket, and then ages 5 and below, they're free.
Okay. And just a reminder, this, of course, all goes to the Vesna Ukrainian dancers to cover rent, hall rental and costumes and travel to dance competitions.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's mostly, typical expenses that most groups incur. So hopefully we, we'll cover our costs for the concert and a little bit more. Either way, we're having a year-end concert, and it should be good either way. So.
Well, I mean, I've been at many of them, emceeing a lot of them in the last few years, and thank you for inviting me again to do that. It's an honor and a pleasure, and just always so much fun to see those, especially the little ones. They're just so cute. But the senior dancers as well. It's a tribute to you and Dean and Jean, and now I guess Autumn as well.
Autumn decided to take this year off, so it's just me, Dean, and Jean as instructors this year, and we have approximately 18 dancers.
Okay. Well, I know over the years, it's been a credit to all of you who've been instructing, because often it's a beginner that comes in, has never been doing Ukrainian dance, from whether a 4-year-old or a 10-year-old or an adult. And there's always the concert at the end of the year is always something to see. So hopefully we'll get some people that are not even related to the dancers to come out and enjoy the concert, because it's a great couple of hours of fantastic entertainment. And also, you've been very busy with getting kids to really polish their skills, because you entered this year's Ukrainian dance competitions for BC in Mission.
Yeah, that's their annual BC Ukrainian Dance Festival, where all BC is invited, and also Washington State. And there's always a group there from Seattle that comes up, which is great to see as well.
Yeah.
We were there for the full day on the May 4th. It started at 9, went till 7 that night kind of idea. It was quite the full day of dancing from everything. It was quite the event. We put in 8 dances for the competition, and we came out with 2 golds and 6 silvers. So it was exciting. It was great. They did very well.
Congratulations.
Very proud of them. And they all did very well. And our adult group actually went this year and did a community dance there. So they've had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, 2 golds and 6 silvers. Congratulations. Yeah. That's really, again, with a lot of these were beginners when they started. So this is the caliber of instruction that they get. And it's great tribute to all of you. So congratulations to you and Dean and Jean, as well as the dancers themselves. So people that want to see a little bit more of this will get a chance this Sunday, again at 2 p.m. at
the Harbor City Theater. It's actually 25 Victoria Road, in case people don't know where that is. Our doors will open at 1:30 p.m. And the show starts at 2, and it's approximately about 2 hours with the intermission in between. And from what I understand, there's a little concession there for halftime and before, if anyone wants a drink or a snack or some coffee or whatever, that kind of stuff in between. So it'll be a nice little event. Okay, and then the theater is just up from the Firehouse Grill. Exactly. Yeah. Like about, I think it's 2 or 3 buildings up, and there's plenty of parking down there, and it's just a Sunday, so it shouldn't be any problem. Okay. Well, congratulations, Leanne, to the group for 2 golds and 6 silvers at the BC Ukrainian Dance Competitions this year in Mission, and also break a leg this weekend. To look forward to seeing the dancers, and hopefully many of our listeners in the audience as well. So thanks so much for joining us, Leanne, and we'll see you Sunday. Thank you, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye. And again, the Vesna Ukrainian Dancers of Nanaimo will be holding their year-end dance concert on Sunday, May 26th at 2 p.m. at the Harbor City Theater, 25 Victoria Road in Nanaimo. Be there or be square. Ви слухаєте радіопрограму «Наш голос» радіо Українського коріння на радіостанції CHLY 101.7 FM у місті Нанаймо. Говорить Павліна. You're listening to Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio on CHLY 101.7 FM in Nanaimo. I'm your host this hour, Pavlina.
Ой, Марічко, чичери, 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 розчешили кучері, 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 розчешили кучері, кучері, кучері. Я би тобі чесала, 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 коли мати не знала, не знала, не знала, коли мати не знала, не знала, не знала. Мати буде дивитися, будеся дивити, я ся буду ганьбити, будуся ганьбити, я ся буду ганьбити, будуся ганьбити. Марічко, люблю тя, заріж мені когутя, 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 заріж мені когутя, когутя, когутя. Mariczko, ciciery, ciciery, ciciery. Rozcieszymy kuciery, kuciery, kuciery. Rozcieszymy kuciery, kuciery, kuciery.
Anatoly Rudenko and the Folklore Ensemble Kiev with Marichka. Up next, a group from Winnipeg called Molodzy, which means young people, from their second CD, traditional Ukrainian folk song called Ivanku, Johnny.
Ivanku, Ivanku, z toho boku jarku, z toho boku jarku. Piszłabym do tebe, zjadła woda kotku. Piszłabym do tebe, zjadła woda kotku. Kладочка тоненька, вода студененька, а я молоденька. Од нас є зломити, жамися топити. Од нас є зломити, жамися топити. Іванку вечірком, прийди до нятайком, Дам я тобі знати, коли вийду за ти, і нянко, і мати. Дам я тобі знати, коли вийду за ти, і нянко, і мати. На плоті солома, не йди старі дома, А як буде сино, можеш зайти сміло. А як буде сино, можеш зайти сміло. На ярку, взяла вода кладку. Накрила кохання, прилети Іванку. Накрила кохання, прилети Іванку. З того боку ярку. Пішла бим до тебе, взяла вода кладку. Пішла бим до тебе, взяла вода кладку. Христос воскрес із мертвих, смерть подолав і тим, що в гробах життя дарував. Христос воскрес із мертвих, смерть подолав і тим, що в гробах життя дарував. Христос воскрес із мертвих, смерть подолав і тим, що в гробах життя дарував.
The Ukrainian music scene in Winnipeg goes back decades, and today it is every bit as vibrant and prolific as it ever was. One Winnipeg family has been playing a very prominent role in making it so, and listeners of Nash Holos have been enjoying their music for decades. We have many of their CDs in the Nash Holos library that have come to us over the years, and many of them have a connection one way or another to the Chabluk family. The most recent album that they put out is a gorgeous collection of Easter hymns sung in a beautiful blend of traditional and contemporary musical styles. Joining us to tell us about the story behind the CD and her amazing musical family is Marika Chabluk from Winnipeg. Marika, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you.
Now, and thank you also for sharing your Easter album. It's just gorgeous, and it looks beautiful, and it sounds beautiful. And you've created almost a new sound that is distinctly your own. It's modern, but yet you managed to stay true to our beautiful traditions. So congratulations on that, and tell me how you did it.
Well, thank you very much. Well, Easter has been close to our family's hearts for all our lives, and we've been singing the traditional hymns all that time. We also have been blessed with exposure to fabulous choirs, Husli and Koshet. So we were exposed to the composers that arranged this music to be so sacred and so beautiful. So we're just thrilled to be able to reproduce it. And what was really important to us is to make it joyful, to make it the kind of a song that anyone could sing along to. We picked keys that were not too high, not too low, so that people can sing along. On the website, they can pick up the lyrics. We're happy to share the music. And we're just very passionate about these songs, and we're just absolutely thrilled that God led us to record them, and now we can share them.
So tell us about who are the singers?
Well, that too is a bit of a miracle in itself. I have been passionate about singing, and I received that gift from my parents, and I'm sure they from their parents. My husband is a longtime singer and a graduate from St. Vladimir's College, which is was a boys' school in Roblin, Manitoba.
And those guys could sing, yeah.
So Billy continues to sing in Husli Choir, which is originally an alumni choir from St. Vlad's, and our two boys also sing with them. And actually, 6 of the boys that recorded with us are singers from Husli Male Chorus. So Bill and Mahash sing bass, Elastic sings tenor, my daughter sings alto, and also some soprano lines with me. So we've been blessed with 4 voices in our family of 5. With those voices, we were able to record most of those songs. My 2 boys sing with 2 other brothers. So they're called Chotere Ukrainsky Bratia, Chub. And they sing 2 numbers on the CD, all in male chorus. 2 songs. One of them, a very well-known one, Dvone, which of course Easter is bells. And the other one I found on the internet, an absolutely beautiful song, Rejoice All People, for Christ is Risen. It's just gorgeous.
That explains a lot about the quality of the vocals on this album. Really gorgeous. And you know what, Marika, I think I told you when we first chatted. To me, I don't know. This is a word that you apply to something you see, not you hear, but it sparkles.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah,
it's like hearing joyful church bells and that sound of, happy church bells and birds singing, and it just all blends in there. And it just has, you said that your goal was to make it sound joyful, and I think you certainly have accomplished that. And you manage, because obviously you've just told us you have a lot of musical training in your family, so that would explain how you're able to make it contemporary sounding.
Well, and I think it's important to mention that God had a huge hand in it. Like, no one can record an Easter CD and the Easter songs without that connection to faith. And our children all went through Christian schooling, and they all pray and believe that God plays an important part of their lives. And in singing about Christ's resurrection, in feeling his passion throughout Lent, and then the joy and celebration about Christ being born in us, not just at Easter, but throughout the year, is something that we wanted to share, and hope that people didn't play it just on Easter Sunday or for the Easter season, the 5 weeks after Easter till Pentecost, but really that they kept it in their heart that, yes, Jesus is alive, and living in us in all that we do. Throughout the year, and especially in the Easter season.
And the nice thing about this album, Marika, is that it's, I wouldn't say really crossover, but it has something about it. It has a quality that makes you stop and listen, because you've got lots of different elements. A lot of it's a cappella, which is traditional for church music in our Eastern Rite, but you do have some bells. You have a few little things as well that add to it. But I think also it's the energy that you put in. It's, the soul, obviously, but your approach as well to the arrangements, I guess. I don't know. What is it? What is your secret? How did you make it that way?
Well, I can share a little bit about that. It's my pleasure. So we work with Tom Korluk, who's an amazing arranger and also our recording technician. He also did the arrangements for our Christmas album with Duet Marina called Rejoice, of course.
Yes, I noticed. I noticed a couple of songs made me think of that album. They had kind of that same sort of arrangement, I guess.
And in this one, we actually had him hold more true. Something about the Christmas made it, gave us an opportunity to have more trumpets and more symphonic arrangements, which seemed to be the perfect fit for the Christmas. But this one, we used instruments, like you said, bells, bandura, some strings. And it was not as symphonic, but it let the voices come through proud and true, and the instrumentation facilitated it. And what was really exciting is the way he arranged some of the most common ones, like Radis Neba, Christos Voskres, Radis Neba, Hid Neba Zvid, Sohlas Noza Spivajmo. So those were ones that I think most Ukrainians, if they know 3 Easter songs, that could be one of them, as well as the original traditional church Christos Voskres that we sing at Easter, basket blessing, and and in every service after Easter. But those that are so commonly heard, he arranged them to make them so interesting.
And it's a great addition to the repertoire of CDs that you've already put out. And you mentioned Tom Koroluk. He's a friend?
Yeah, long-time friend. That's right. And his son made music with Katrusha, Machash, and Ivash in Molodsi. So we're connected through our own recording, but also through our children playing together. And they've done 2 recordings of dance melodies, Molodsi 1 and 2.
Yes.
So Molodsi 1 is primarily old time. So you have the anniversary waltz, the wedding march, the heel-toe polka, the kinds of things that you'd hear at an old-time Ukrainian wedding. And Molodsi 2, they've done their own style of a lot of popular Ukrainian folk songs, but they've made it their own with accordion, violin, the drums, the bass. And my daughter plays sopilka, which really adds a unique sound to it. So it's a beautiful Ukrainian flute that gives energy to all of their Ukrainian dance music.
Yeah, and as you know, they get a lot of airplay here on Nash Holos. That's the group Molodsi that is called Young People, which is a great name.
Well, thank you. And I just might add that we also created that one with 10 vocal tracks. So
yes,
perhaps one of your listeners likes to sing. So these 10 vocal tracks with all the lyrics included are perfect for karaoke.
Yeah.
Or if somebody wants to do a little concert, at a family event or at their church, they can use the instrumental tracks and do the singing themselves.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was a great touch.
Well, and the nice thing is that they can sing along and learn it.
Yeah.
And we have some people even from Saskatchewan that have kept in touch with me quite a bit, and they say, my grandchildren don't speak Ukrainian and they can't read Ukrainian, so please put phonetic, but they love to sing it.
Yeah.
So we've made it as a learning opportunity so that they can sing along, and we put translations in so they understand what they're singing, and then they can perform it if they so desire.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah. And of course, making a learning experience is what you do naturally because you're a teacher.
That's where my passion is. That's absolutely true. And even as I was, a little bit younger, I would be passionate about the music and sit down and listen so long and so hard to pull the lyrics or the words off of my favorite songs that I heard other people record. So that's why I made it easy for anybody who wanted to sing along and to understand. Because the same thing, sometimes I wouldn't understand some of the lyrics and I'd have to go to somebody with a stronger Ukrainian background to explain to me what the song was about. So I want to make that easy for everybody for learning. And again, as you mentioned, I was a teacher and a school administrator. So it's just natural for me to want to share and teach and educate Ukrainians and non-Ukrainians as well. Everybody who wants any kind of a connection to Ukrainian music can feel comfortable and confident that it's all right there for them.
Yeah, well, and you do some songs with bilingual lyrics. You've got the Ukrainian and then the English translation. You've done that on your Christmas album, and you certainly do that on the Easter album for a few as well.
Absolutely. Most of them that are Christos Voskres is, of course, Christ is risen, and giving life everlasting are the words that ring true in so many songs. And actually, I took the time to count. We sang over 150 times Christos was Christ on this whole album. I just thought it rings out with, that message of Christos was Christ, Christ is risen.
Yeah.
And then, whether you understand the language or not, you start to recognize that phrase. So we didn't repeat that always in English. But for the songs that had several verses that told a story, we chose to sing a few English verses just to make that connection so that that meaning comes through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gorgeous album, and as is all the work that you do, Marika. You've got, as you mentioned, the Molodsi, which was your children singing, so you've passed that down a generation, which was nice. But you yourself have made a few CDs, and you have a website, so tell us all about that. How can people get more of you?
Well, my website is called Marika's Treasures. So, of course, I treasure all that I've helped to create over the years. So it started with Duet Marina, which a friend of mine, Irena Holochinsky-Wilson, we started singing songs of our pioneers. So we created our first CD to commemorate the coming of Ukrainian immigrants to Canada and singing songs of their hardships, their faith. They had to rely on their faith and their tradition and their fun to make life a wonderful opportunity for them in their new country. Mm-hmm. So Irena wrote a song called Krayina Kaska, which is dreams of a new land and a new life. So we shared that in our first recording. Our second was a collaboration with Lviovsky Muziki, a quartet that was visiting in Canada from Ukraine that had a similar style and passion for lively folk music and a few love ballads there because it just made so much sense when you're singing with men that we sang the beautiful Ukrainian love songs to each other. And then our Christmas, as you had mentioned, which incorporates so many of the beloved Christmas carols. So we started with that. So then Molodsi made their two recordings. And with working with children, my passion became to share the songs that I had been teaching in schools. So they were arranged also by Tom Koroluk. I have a rap there and storytelling and lots of interesting beats and rhythms. And there as well, I sing in Ukrainian and English. I created a activity booklet with games and puzzles to make learning easy for families and children. And then now we have our Easter. So this is a collection of 7 that are available on the website, Marika's Treasures.
Okay, so give us the URL.
That's all you have to type in.
Okay.
It's marikastreasures.com, and you'll come up with that. All these musical pieces are available on digital download as well. We have a couple of platforms that we use. So if anybody wants it, it's almost instant right on your computer or your phone, as well as the hard CDs that are still available through the website. Okay,
and that's spelled Maryka?
S, Marika with the S, www.marykastressures.com. Marika's Treasures, and it's Mary with a Y.
Good to know. Mary with a K-A at the end.
Perfect. Great. I have one more important thing to share. The net proceeds to this Easter CD is going to a very exciting project that has been set up by the Sister Servants of Mary Immaculate. So it's through the Lyubov Foundation, and they have near Lviv, Ukraine, a home for girls that have been released from orphanages. So they're older than 16, and they're not quite ready to be out on their own. They're young ladies that, for the most part, are sent to fend for themselves. But this home of hope has been established so that they can learn more life survival skills, they can take further training, more education, and as they graduate through the program that they have at Home of Hope, they're much better prepared to go out into the world and make a difference. So our family is very committed to supporting this cause, and all the net proceeds are going to Home of Hope.
Oh,
near Lviv, Ukraine.
wonderful. You know, Marika, there, when information came out about human trafficking, I don't know what, 15 so years ago, and that was one of the targets of human traffickers was orphanages. Once the girls were out,
Right.
16 is perfect for human trafficking, right? For brothels around the world. And these poor girls have nothing else. And so this is wonderful. This first I've heard of it, and I hope that there will be more. And certainly this is a great cause to be supporting, and purchasing a CD will certainly put a little bit of money in the coffers. So that's great. Wonderful of you to do this.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. And like you said, the more people get to hear about it, the more they can make donations through the Lyubov Foundation or contact the Sister Servants of Mary Immaculate. Right now, they serve one home, but there's plans for another. And of course, the need is huge. So like you said, It's difficult for these young ladies. And this is certainly a program that will give them strength and help them become leaders in their community.
Exactly. And both of us being graduates of Sacred Heart Academy, which is run by the Sister Servants of Mary Immaculate in Yorkton, I think that high school experience is one of the dearest memories I have. I treasure it so much. It was the best time of my life, I would say.
I would agree. That's great. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Shevchenko Foundation. They have also supported us right from the beginning in many of our recordings, and we truly appreciate their financial support.
Yes, and as they've supported this program as well, and another great organization. So wonderful work you're doing, and thank you for continuing. It sounds like you've retired from teaching, but you're still at it informally and just doing great work and spreading great messages of hope and love around the world. So thank you for doing that. May you have many, many more years of doing it, Nohayalita, on your work and on this album and all the previous ones and the ones in the future. Thank you so much, Marika.
Well, and I'd like to say how much it means to me that you've taken an interest in your role as a radio producer, and we truly appreciate it. So we hope we'll hear from some of your listeners, and of course, that you continue to play our music and that everyone enjoy it.
You can count on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Christos Voskres.
Voistinu Voskres.
I was speaking with Marika Chabluk, Ukrainian-Canadian singer, former teacher, community activist in Winnipeg, about her family's most recent Easter album. You can find out more about Marika and her music and her work in the Ukrainian community in Winnipeg and Canada at her website, www.marikastreasures.com, as well as on her Facebook page. Again, Marika's Treasures. That's MARYKAS Treasures. And now a couple more songs from that lovely Easter album by the Chabluk family.
Голосно заспіваймо, веселімся разом десь, Ісуса прославляймо, Він бо із мертвих воскрес. Христос воскрес із мертвих. Воскрес, воскрес, воскрес із мертвих. Смертю, смертю, смерть подолав, смертю, смертю, смерть подолав, і тим, що во гробах життя, життя дарував. Let us all sing joyfully, join in common harmony. Let us glorify our Christ, for He's risen in the light. Christ is risen from the dead. Christ is risen, Christ is risen, risen from the dead. He has conquered death by death. He has conquered death by death, and He gives a promise of life, everlasting life. Ангел Божий наперед камінь з гробу відвалив, і невістам сповістив, що Ісус смерть побідив. Христос воскрес із мертвих. Воскрес, воскрес, воскрес із мертвих. Смертю смерть подолав, смертю смерть подолав, і тим, що во гробах життя дарував. God's own angel in advance rolled the heavy stone away. To the women he proclaimed, Christ by rising death did slay. Christ is risen from the dead. Christ is risen, risen from the dead. He has conquered death by death. He has conquered death by death. And he gives a promise of life, everlasting life. Христос воскресе! Христос воскресе із мертвих, Христос воскресе із мертвих, Христос воскресе із мертвих, Христос воскресе із мертвих, смертю смерть, смерть, смерть здолав, і тим, що в гробах життя дарував. Христос воскресе із мертвих, Христос воскресе із мертвих, Христос воскресе із мертвих, Христос воскресе із мертвих, смертю смерть, смерть, смерть здолав, і тим, що в гробах життя дарував.
Ви слухаєте радіопрограму «Наш голос» радіо Українського коріння на радіостанції CHLY 101.7 FM у місті Нанаймо. Говорить Павліна. You're listening to Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio on CHLY 101.7 FM in Nanaimo. I'm your host, Pavlina.
When strangers are coming, they come to your house, they kill you all and say we're not guilty. Where is your mind? Humanity cries. You think you are God, but everyone dies. Don't swallow my soul, our souls.
and a very popular singer from Ukraine, a Crimean Tatar by the name of Jamala, and that was 1944, the winning entry for Eurovision 2016. And that win was amid some controversy created mostly by Russia, of course, which desperately did not want that story to become known in the world. And it is the story of the Crimean genocide, a very little known genocide. Stalin deported most of them in 1944, a very brutal operation. Jamala's own great-grandmother was one of those victims that managed somehow to avoid that fate, and as a result, Jamala is here with us today. And that song is going out specially for David, a Patreon supporter from the New York area. And hope that answered a few of your questions about the Crimean genocide. And thanks again, David, for your very generous support to Nash Holos on Patreon, and a nod to our other supporters as well on Patreon. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Як вбивали братів, славних козачей, під вражі басурмани вічали нога. Глянувши востаннє на цей світ біленький, у смертну годину козак мовив так. Хай живе вільна Україна, хай живуть славні козаки. Хай цвіте червона калина, нехай згинуть вороженьки на вічні віки. Як вороги кляті нас таким саджали, як живцем палили, у смолі пекли. Козаки у ката життя не благали, про долю країни думи їм були. Хай живе вільна Україна, хай живуть славні козаки. Хай цвіте червона калина, нехай згинуть вороженьки на вічні віки. Хто живе на світі, хто буде жити, хто шляхи козацькі буде ще топтать. Щоб буяла доля, щоб раділи діти, та й вогнем останнє ці слова сказать. Хай живе вільна Україна, хай живуть славні козаки. Хай цвіте червона калина, нехай згинуть вороженьки на вічні віки. Хай живе вільна Україна, хай живуть славні козаки. Хай цвіте червона калина, нехай згинуть вороженьки на вічні віки. Нехай згинуть вороженьки на вічні віки.
And a group called Darnichanka from Ukraine with Chai Живе Vilna Ukraina, Long Live for Ukraine. And just a reminder again of upcoming events in the Ukrainian community in the Nanaimo area. This coming week on Friday, there will be an author reading by Ukrainian-Canadian author Diane Steven with her book, Sunflowers Under Fire. That'll be at the Nanaimo Harborfront Library at 2 p.m. Friday, May 24th. As well, the Vesna Ukrainian Dancers of Nanaimo year-end concert on Sunday, May 24th at 2 p.m. at the Harbor City Theatre, 25 Victoria Road in Nanaimo. Цю годину була з вами Павліна. Нагадую, ви слухаєте радіопрограму «Наш голос», радіо нашого коріння. Залишайтеся з нами наступну годину. Далі передаю мікрофон Оксані. Запрошую послухати трохи про історію і традиції розповість Оксана. Але перед тим я хочу залишити вас такими словами мудрості. Так у світі буває, що народ із народу користає. And our proverb of the week translates as, "This is a world in which one nation takes advantage of another." And that brings us to the end of the first hour of Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio here on CHLY 101.7 FM in Nanaimo. Please stay with us as Oksana takes over the microphone to host the next hour. Meanwhile, please join me here again next Wednesday from 11 a.m. till 12 noon. And until then, do stay in touch with both Oksana and me via the Nash Holos Facebook page and our Twitter feed. In between broadcasts, please visit us online where you'll find transcripts and the podcast feed, audio archives, and other features. And that's at www.nashholos.com. So stay tuned next for the Nash Holos Ukrainian Hour with Oksana, followed by Wellness Wednesday to learn how to be healthy naturally. And at 2 p.m., join Gord Bibby for 2 hours of great oldies on Groovin' with Baby G. I'm Pavlina. Thanks so much for listening. До зустрічі.
А ну, музики, грайте, бо молоді виходять з церкви.